My name is Phil Graves, and I oversee Patagonia's Tin Shed Venture Capital Fund. Before I came to Patagonia, I was a consultant, so I had a lot of exposure to different businesses across a variety of industries. And looking at the impact that business has on the environment, it's shocking. I've got 3 little girls, and thinking about their future under business as usual is scary, to be honest. So that's why it's extremely important to fund these early stage companies that are approaching business in a totally different way.
Tin Shed Ventures was created because we wanted to have a fund that would fund the next generation companies that were focused on creating great products but reducing environmental impact and actually finding solutions to environmental problems. Business is responsible for more than 60% of all the pollution, but takes very little responsibility for it now. The way things are structured, in fact, business lobbies to deregulate defense of air and water and soil, and that's a big problem. And I think economies in the 21st century are going to be about businesses that consider people and the planet. And that's what we're doing with Tin Shed Ventures. We're saying this is a new model of capitalism. It still works. It still gives great returns. It still helps communities. It helps the environment. It creates meaningful work and meaningful jobs. And I think if we do that well and show that as an example, we can change the world.
You miss so much by taking this myopic focus on short-term profit. And that's where when we make investments, we prioritize looking at their business model over the long haul and not just how profitable they can be in the next quarter.
We basically have 2 areas that we're working in really closely. One is a supply chain, because supply chain partnerships are really important to create transformational change. Patagonia has always done that, even with organic cotton 20 years ago. We were funding and bankrolling the farmers because they couldn't get financing. So we're just continuing that, but we're scaling that a little bit bigger and working on these really intractable problems that have to do with water, toxicity in the environment, recycling, reusing, a completely different economy.
Our resources are finite. If I think about things like climate change and our typical business practices, which are extract, produce a product, consume it, and then trash it, that's not going to last forever. Maybe it's 5 years, 10 years, 50 years. But at the end of the day, we have to change the way that business is done. Living an examined life, as our founder Yvon Chouinard says, it's a pain in the ass sometimes, but ultimately we feel that it's worth it. So for us, that's paramount, finding companies who also share having the environment as their North Star and their business model actually work to solve environmental problems.
The ultimate goal of Tin Shed Ventures is to lead by example, to show it's a profitable way forward, to show it's a virtuous circle between business, people, and the planet, that profit is also a part of that picture, and the most important part of the whole goal is that we make a better world, because that's what we're here to do.